Adventure abounds in the action-packed Diesel Arcana world of Bana, where magic is tempered by science and daily life is shaped by incredible magically engineered inventions. The government of the Commonwealth and the ethically questionable syndicates compete for the hearts and souls of the people, while you and your fellow freelancers work from the shadows to defend and serve the Commonwealth, or to sell your skills to the highest bidder. In a world where vat-grown elemental motes power the machinery of industry and war, and the demiplane of the void holds secrets beyond imagination, you will find yourself at the crossroads of fortune and fate. As a lancer, you embrace the unpredictability of Banor, taking on dangerous assignments and facing the unknown with steely resolve. The sprawling city of Rinmark lies at the heart of this ethertech empire, where tall aeroships glide among the skyscrapers, and the lower levels of the city echo with the sounds of forging elemental cores. But behind the glimmering facade, dark forces plot, ancient entities lurk at the periphery, and the very balance of power teeters on a knife's edge. As you delve into the secrets of this world and uncover the mysteries of ancient artifacts, your paths will cross with other intriguing personalities from around the world. From government agents to shadowy criminals, from elemental savants to curious outsiders, your choices will shape the destiny of the Commonwealth and define your place in this world of both machine and magic. Embrace your role, harness the elements, and let the adventure unfold in the pulsating heart of the strange and grim.
And I think, yes, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Strange and Grim, where we are playing the adventure called High Life. The Lancers, the freelancers that are with us today, are trying to track down the source of a dangerous new drug on the streets of Rinmark called High Life that seems to have a terrific euphoric effect on people who use it, but a catastrophic ending where they end up turning into undead-like husks, and those have started plaguing the lower levels of the city. So both the police and oh my gosh, what was her name? I've forgotten her name already.
Who, Clara?
Clara
Clara is looking for her brother, Marty?
Clara, that's right, thank you. Who's looking for her brother, are very concerned about this drug and getting it off the streets. Currently, our crew is sitting in a biker bar where they have just been approached by a Wogan named Vol, who is telling them that he will help them out if they will help him out and get him some High Life. get him some of the drug himself. So we had a bit of a snafu last time where the stream ended or froze. I guess it actually froze. The video froze anyway. I think the audio may have still been going. And so we ended mid-conversation. Unfortunately, the way that YouTube works, they end up starting an entirely new URL when you start a new stream up. So with only 10 or 15 minutes left in the game, we decided to push to the next one and pick it up back then rather than trying to get everybody back on the new URL. So that's where we're at today. With that being said, I will introduce or allow our players to introduce themselves. Mai, is it okay to start with you this time?
Yes, it's okay to start with me. I'm ready. I'm prepared.
All right.
Hi, I'm Milynn. You can find me everywhere at my name, Milynn Moon. I am an actress, longtime tabletop RPG player, gamer, and all-around weird girl. So.
And you are playing Dr. Priscilla Precious?
I'm playing Dr. Priscilla Precious. She makes little robot animals to fight and spy for her.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Great. Kyle?
Hi, I'm Kyle Vogt. You can find me pretty much everywhere as Kyle Vogt. Sometimes it's Kyle.Vogt, like on Instagram, but I'm an actor. I've been in some fairly fun, bad movies. I've been playing gaming forever and ever. I've been doing the streaming stuff since the beginning. You can catch me here. Like I said, every couple weeks, every now and again, I'll guest on other things. Like you can catch me at the Aqua Room episode from a couple of weeks ago. If you want to go look at the back episodes in YouTube on the GaryCon channel you're watching right now. And I'm playing Doc Steele, who's a Ryan Mark human, atomicist, which is also a pharmacist.
Right. Yeah. Okay. How about Colonel?
Hey guys, I'm Erik Wahlberg. I'm playing Colonel Lazarus Wall, and he's in the military, and as a side hustle, he does this whole agent thing. And right now we're trying to solve some pretty important problems that are affecting a lot of people. You can find me on Dad Jokes and Dragons on TikTok. We do daily puns with cosplay, fantasy, and D&D related.
Very good. And not Erik Wahlberg, but Aaron Varsog is being played by.
I'm Charlotte Irrgang. You can find me most places as at Irregardless. I am not an actor, but I do role play a lot, and I also do graphic design for role playing games. So if you ever need a game that you've created designed, let me know and maybe I'll help you out.
And I'm trying, let's see here.
Oh, and I'm playing Aaron Warsach. And Aaron is a fortune
He's a junkie,
teller,
apparently.
sorcerer.
No.
If you want to be. She is most of the time she's pretty spooky, except for when she's high, I guess, and then she's real friendly.
Yeah, so I've run this adventure 4 times or so at various conventions, and Aaron is Char rather is the first one to actually take the drug, which has been interesting because I had to now figure out exactly what that experience for the character was like. I had something in my head as to what they probably went through, but it's been great. It actually worked out, made me think a little bit, so it was good. Okay, and I am Matt Everhart. I go by KC Rift online. I run virtual GaryCon and virtual GameholeCon, which is actually coming up this week. If you're not able to attend GameholeCon in person, you can go to virtual.gameholecon.com and check that out. And virtual and physical GaryCon will be coming up in March, which is why we're all here and why this channel exists. Our sponsors are below my face there as they scroll through. So please feel free to reach out and thank them for supporting this show if you get a chance. And Nightbot was being a little slow there. Looks like it's starting to catch up a little bit. So yeah, we're getting everybody's socials pulled up now. Okay, So, as I explained at the beginning, we kind of got our game cut short a little bit last time, so we are sitting in the, I keep wanting to say Pennywise, but it's the Pennyfoot, the Pennyfoot Biker Bar on the lower level of Renmark. For those of you who are watching this, watching episode 4 for the first time, you probably should go back and check out episode 1. However, just to give you a quick summary, Renmark is the capital of a country called, or a government rather, called the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth has gained superiority across the continent through the use of Aethertech, and Aethertech is essentially where science and magic have combined to improve the life and the livelihood and military might, to be honest, of everyone around the world. So you'll probably hear terms like the Void. The Void is a demiplane that surrounds the planet of Baynor and has enabled the use of Aethertech. The Void itself kind of acts like a mirror, or not a mirror, kind of I guess kind of a mirror. It reflects events that occur in the prime material plane in the Void, and so a lot of investigators, such as these fine people in front of you, use the Void to investigate crimes and find answers that they're looking for. So when we talk about the Void, that's what that is. What else am I missing that might be critical? I think we'll just leave it there. How about we pick up our conversation with Vol? Vol the Vogan is sitting here in the bar with Aaron, having a conversation about finding some high life. And the group themselves are looking for Cersei, who apparently is the leader of a gang called the Iron Rats. And the Iron Rats have been distributing the drug from wherever they're getting it from. And actually, we had the Watchful Eye is the organization I think that they believe is creating whatever this terrible high life drug is. So, with that all being said, that was quite a mouthful. What are you guys doing?
Last I knew, Aaron was talking to Vol, and we were going to meet his price in order to get help.
Yeah, right before the stream cut out. That's I think where we ended it. So Vol says that he is he's very happy with the bargain, and he's ready to get started right away. So what would you like to do? Where would you like to go? How can Vol help?
So the colonel came over with the vial.
Did you get that far? If not, that's fine. He's gonna go over. He'll go over and he'll go over with the vial to the table.
Yeah. So let's start like there. So
okay.
And yeah. So I'm like, I'll be right back, and then I go tell my friends, we need some high life.
We need
really important.
We heard what was going on, so we're ready.
Yes, Dr. Precious sent one of her bots over and was able to, her mouse bot, right? Was able to overhear the conversation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah.
Colonel?
I'll walk over to him.
I trail behind.
Yes, my friend.
Friend is being a bit.
Spreads his arms. She spreads his arms wide in a greeting and tells you or asks you to sit. Please sit.
All right.
I had my Russian accent going last time, and I keep hearing it in my head. It's going to sound German if I start again, so I'm hesitant to start Vol's accent again. Go ahead. What were you saying, Colonel?
Well, I got what you want. You're going to reciprocate, yeah?
Yes, of course. Of course. Let's start. Let's go right now. You have it right now. Do you give it to him?
Yeah, I'll slide it under the table.
Okay. He doesn't he doesn't catch the subtle hint, and he kind of reaches under the table and
I say,
very good, very good. And then he pockets it away really quick, kind of realizing, oh yeah, okay, of course, you're trying to conceal it, trying to hide it. Got it. Okay.
Well, you're the one holding it now, so whatever you do is fine with me.
Okay, good. What do you want? Where do we begin?
Well, I know Aaron was talking to you. We want directions, I believe.
Says yes.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
he
you
he
said Cersei wasn't the one in charge, and you were going to take us to the one in charge.
yes, he said that. He says, well, Cersei is in charge of the Iron Rats, not of the Watchful Eye. The Watchful Eye spits. So who do you want to meet?
Sounds like Watchful Eye. I love my friends.
Yeah.
Okay, he says, all right, very good. We can probably start tomorrow then.
Tomorrow. We're in a
Yes,
hurry.
dude. Hurry. Okay. All right. Yeah. So he seems a little more reluctant to go. He seems a little more reluctant about the Watchful Eye, but I mean his enthusiasm is dampened a little bit after, because he thought he was going to go bust up some gangers. But he says, okay, yeah, that's he reluctantly agrees and says, all right, let's get after it. Let's go. So he gets up from his table. He takes the last shot of his the last of his shots on the table and grabs his jacket.
Oh, I follow.
I'll follow.
Okay. All right. So you go out the bar, and he looks to the left and he looks to the right and he's like, Ah, yes. Okay. So he down the first level obviously is at the ground level of the caldera in which Renmark sits. However, there is an underworks area where they've, back in the day when the city was largely manufacturing, they had a lot of stuff that went underground. Anyway, so he says, yes, that will be the first place that we will begin. I'm sure we can find somebody that will take us to the Watchful Eye there in the underworks. So he goes, he starts walking. He's trying to think clearly, like, what's the best way to go. He says, it might take a little money to convince someone to take us there.
I thought you were taking us there.
I am but a messenger. I will get you to the people who will take you there.
That's not what we agreed on. And I reach for the vial and I like grab it.
Well, yeah, he's got it pocketed away.
Oh, well, then I reach into his pocket.
Okay, he has his hands in his pocket, or he puts his hands in his pocket as he sees you grabbing for him. He says, "Don't worry, it will be fine. We will get you to the people that can take us to the Watchful Eye. Vol will not abandon you."
Well, then sounds like we need to get going.
Wonderful, wonderful. This man knows a good deal when he sees it. So he starts walking back down towards the water. And at some point, he, for whatever reason, decides that this alley is the right alley to turn down. He's just walking down the street. And he says, and he shakes his head and walks down into an alley. And gets to a kind of like a closet thing that's sticking out of the building. And there's a metal door on it. And he pulls the door open and there's stairs going down.
A quick glance around the alley. Are there anybody in the alley that's watching us or looking like they're going to ambush us in any?
Give me perception checks, everyone.
Well, this is a good roll.
Not with those rolls. Looks crystal clear to Aaron and Colonel.
I just start heading in.
I got a 16.
Very nice. Doc, what'd you get?
23.
23. Got it. Okay. No one's, well, Dr. Precious, Colonel, and Aaron do not see anything in particular. However, Doc, you do notice at the end of the alleyway, there's looks like a vagabond of some sort, sitting in sitting in the trash, but the only reason that you take notice is because you can see that he's watching you. He doesn't look threatening at all. He's clearly, I mean, he's definitely just sitting there, but he turns his head to the side as the door opens.
It looks more like a lookout.
Yeah.
Take that assumption.
Yep.
Okay.
But doesn't get up, doesn't do anything untoward.
Okay.
It says, please, Vold insists, please.
After you.
Okay. He says, okay, I will not be a gentleman and hold the door.
I'll
And
go
he goes
in.
down first. Oh, okay. Aaron, you want to go in first?
Yeah.
Okay. So Aaron goes down. Vol follows after being encouraged to do so. He says, "It will take us down into the sewer, and then we will find the underworks entrance from there." So just as expected, it takes you down into kind of a circular canal, the old brickworks there that are under the city, with the water. The water running down through the bottom of it. It's not very full at the moment, so it's easy to walk. There are, of course, lots of rats and other nasty things moving around, but you don't need to worry about it too long because he takes you just probably maybe 100 yards down into the tunnel, and then there's another service door, and this one is set into the wall, and he says, "This will take us down into the underworks."
And how many more levels down are we going?
Will we find someone?
Find? I thought you knew where they were.
Ah, yes, I kid. We will find them. I mean, they don't just sit static all the time. They don't just sit there. Vol must use his eyes and his ears.
So Vol, when we
he says. What's that?
So when we meet this watchful eye, are they just gonna be watching us, or should we worry about our safety?
They're very watchful. No, my friend. The watchful eye does not watch. This is not the purpose of the watchful eye. He says they basically are. The watchful eye part of it is watching for the return of the old ones, of the old gods. So not in the sense that they are watching everything that goes on in Renmark or anything like that.
So,
In Wogani,
I guess
Except when they are.
Except when they are.
In Wogani,
guess-
I'm going to look to Vol and I'm going to say, don't waste our time.
Okay, he is very taken aback that you know Wogani, and it takes him a minute, like takes him a couple seconds rather, to register that it was in a different language, but he's like, of course not, and his smile gets even bigger. He returns in Wogani, that of course not, I would never waste your time. This is very important to me as well.
Good.
But he looks a little sheepish over his shoulder, and he takes the door handle and wiggles it. He says, but it's locked. I mean, he doesn't say that, but he demonstrates that the door is locked.
Aaron, aren't you good with those?
She is not.
No.
I'm all right with them. Like my hand is just like by his pocket again when you ask that question.
I think I can use my squirrel to pick the lock.
Oh,
You can give your squirrel a skill, yeah.
Yes.
You'd need to burn a genius point to do it.
Try it first, if you want to save your points.
You're gonna try first?
Yeah, so you don't have to spend your points.
Sure.
If you still want to spend the genius point, you can give her advantage on the roll if you want to do that.
is it mechanics or security to get through a lock?
It would be security.
Unless you're trying to take the lock apart.
Also,
That gets through a lock.
It does. So does a well-placed wind blast. 15.
Okay, yeah, easy. In fact, you've seen this type of lock before. It's common because this is like a governmental contract door. At some point, these types of locks are spread across the city. You have no trouble remembering how to get past this one. So within just a minute or two, you're able to pick the lock open, and it goes into like a metal, or opens into a metal descending staircase. And it's as soon as the door opens, like a waft of heat comes out of the door. Not like 200 degrees, just it's noticeably hotter, noticeably warmer air coming up out of the
Not blast
out of the
furnace
stairwell.
level.
Not blast furnace level, no.
All right. Looks good. Let's go.
Yep.
Bull looks at everyone. Okay, yes, okay. And he goes down the stairs. He kind of puts his hands on the ring on the arm
Guardrails.
holds and jumps a couple steps down each time he goes. Kind of behaving like a teenager or something. But yeah, it goes down probably 20 steps, and then it reaches a metal scaffolding that goes out over just this really old and decaying, works, like metal works and all kinds of equipment and stuff that's been abandoned. You do see, as you look out, probably this area is about as big as maybe a football field or so. And as you look out over this area, you do see people kind of moving around and are certainly startled, I guess, by your sudden appearance or presence.
While this scaffolding and staircase is old and rusty, does it look like it's used, or is it just like we're coming in a back way that people would not expect?
More the latter. It does not not ladder. More the latter. It does look. It does not look well used. It looks pretty in pretty big disrepair.
And the people down there that are milling around, this looks like an encampment where they're staying, or is this like a business location where people meet up to exchange stuff?
Maybe a little bit of both. So you can see that there's probably squatters down here living, but it also, you remember that scene in Demolition Man where they go down in the bottom, and he's like, the rats, I'm eating rat. That's kind of like that. So there's people living and trying to ply their trade. There is about midway across the scaffolding, which is again about the size of the football field. So you're going the short length of the football field right now with the scaffolding. There's a ladder going down, and then it appears as though there's stairs going back up at the other end of the scaffolding. So it looks like if you want to go down, if you wanted to go down, you would need to take the stairs or find another way. It's probably 30 feet above the ground.
Well, are we going down or are we going across?
Down. We're going down. So he goes to the stairs first, the ladder first, and he grabs hold of it and quickly starts going down. Come.
Does it look like the ladder will hold more than one person at a time?
You would not. Yeah. You're not too worried about it. I mean, it doesn't look like it's been kept up, but it's not rusting through or anything either.
Gotcha. Aaron, try to make sure that he doesn't disappear in the crowd.
I know, that's why he keeps saying that until we get there, he should give us the high life back.
I don't think the high life is safe in our possession.
And I think we're fine for now, but just in case.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you get down to the bottom, and by the time, Aaron, are you going next?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get down there just a couple seconds after Vol, and by the time you get down there, he's already talking to somebody. Not like conspiratorially. He's like, the same boisterous manner, and he's got him by the, he's put his hand on his shoulder, on this other guy's shoulder, and they're talking. He's talking loudly about, how long has it been? It's so good to see you, all this good stuff.
I want to go over to him and like kind of tug on his sleeve. Be like, can I have a ride? I'm really tired.
Oh, always a kidder, this one.
He's not that much bigger than you.
Okay.
Girl can try.
And the
All right,
name
so
of the
everybody gets
underground.
down there. Yep.
Yes.
The name of the
Uh,
underground area is what?
Well, the whole underground. I mean, basically anything below the surface is called the underworks.
Underworks. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so he says, "My friends, this is Theo, my friend Theo. It's been such a long time since we've seen each other, but I'm confident that he can help us, or help find us someone who can help us."
Hi,
And
Theo.
Theo's he looks like he looks like he belongs here. Very ratty,
Disheveled.
shabby clothes, and hasn't taken a bath in quite a while. And he offers you a rat kebab.
Ooh. Having been an orphan who's been living on the streets, I am no stranger to rat kebab, so I accept one.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Excuse me while I throw up in my mouth a little.
You just have to bite the skin off.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm good. Thanks.
I also do not participate in the rat kebab.
More
Uh-huh.
for us.
Okay, so what do you want to ask Theo about?
Theo, go ahead.
No, I
Theo?
didn't have anything particular to say. I was saying it's the watchful eye, right? That's what we're talking about.
Mhm.
Out of character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From
Okay.
what I understand, Theo, Bull says that you are able to help us find a group that you're affiliated with, or at least know where the group is. The Watchful Eye?
Okay, yeah, he says, so he takes a minute and he looks at you like, watchful what? But then he realizes you mean the cloaked fellas? Those guys all
Yes.
wandering around here in cloaks all the time?
I'm sure that's who it is.
Those nutcases, they're bad news. You don't want to mess with them.
They're causing problems. We need to take a look at it. We wouldn't want any of you and who are down here to get into any trouble.
As long as they're not zombies, it's fine.
Zombies.
They're not
He
zombies.
kind of looks over his shoulder. Looks around in the corners or something real quick. But yeah, okay.
The ambulatory afflicted is more like what it is. It's not really zombies.
Okay. So he says, "Well, things have been kind of tight around here. I'd be happy to help you out, but I wouldn't want to leave my business for too long. Might suffer some."
You need to cover your business expenses. Is that what it is?
Ah, yes, I can see. So he kind of focuses his attention on you after the mention of money. Says, "Yes, I can see. We're talking the same language here."
Mm-hmm. I think so. What would it take?
Well, be away for an hour or two, maybe. Counting on his fingers. How about 20?
20 is quite a bit. I don't think you're going to transact quite that much down here. How about 5?
These rat kebabs fly off the shelves.
How about 5 and I'll tell your fortune?
Fortune teller. Yeah, so as you can imagine, these guys don't get a lot of access to aether tech or magic or anything like that down here, so that actually is pretty intriguing for him. He says, "Deal," and he sticks out a greasy, dirty hand to shake.
Okay. I'll give him the 5.
Okay. He's got a big gap tooth grin on his face. And then
I take.
Where does this work? Is this palm? Do you do your right palm or my left palm? How's this?
Which one do you use the most?
Yeah, he sticks out his right hand.
So then I take my aether crystal out and I kind of trace it over the lines in his hand. And
no, it tickles.
Yeah, stop moving. And then I try and see into the void to see if there's any spirits around him.
Okay.
which I guess would I'd use the occult skill for.
Yeah, use your occult skill.
I got a 13.
13. Okay. Yeah, you see a bunch of threads attached to him in various different stories of his life, or major incidents in his life that are still kind of attached to him. Most of it is centered around in this area, so he doesn't leave here a lot. You can see that there's like this specter of poor health surrounding him. You don't anticipate his lifespan being too terribly long. But he's not on high life, so there's that.
Unlike some people in our group.
So Erin was able to see things when she was using high life the previous time. So she took it, and then she was able to see that this weird pinkish attachment to each of the users. So she's been able to track some people using that method. But unfortunately, she's had to take the drug in order to do it. What's up?
Are there any of those lines? Since I'm seeing into the void dimly with my normal psychic powers.
Yeah.
Any
Only yours.
users in here?
Okay. Only mine. So I look up at him and I say,
And yours actually is fading quite a bit. It's not nearly as strong as some of the people you've seen.
I'll have to fix that. And get it to be none. I mean,
none. You're right. I knew what you meant.
None. So I like traced and I say, oh, I see. Your life has been under here, except for, did you go visit a relative, say 3 years ago, in one of the upper floors?
My sister. My sister lives up on hoity-toity on factory. Got some job up there.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I just went and saw her last year.
Yes.
How'd you see that?
I'm psychic. That's the whole point.
That's amazing. Zeke, come over here.
And let me see. It looks like your future contains another journey.
The final journey?
No. and you're accompanied by people you've just met.
Oh, yeah. Wow. You are good.
Thank you.
That's pretty amazing.
I'm just happy she stopped using harrowspecs. That's when you look at the organs of animals for the future.
Oh, yeah, that one was a little messy. Okay.
Well,
He says, well,
eat them afterwards.
And then you what?
So like you don't want to waste a good rat, so you eat them afterwards.
Right. Well, yeah. One part's for fortune telling, the other part's for eating.
That's right.
So Theo,
Okay.
you good? We're ready to go.
Doc is tired of this conversation. Oh, well, a deal's a deal. That was amazing. He comes out like he snaps out, like he comes to like he's snapping out of a trance or something. Says, well, let me grab Zeke and we'll take you over where we know that they've been frequenting. I can't guarantee that they're going to be there right now, but at least you can get you close. And Vol has this smile on his face like, see, told you I'd do you good.
Vol, you did a great job. Theo,
Okay.
So what have you seen these eye creeps up to?
Well, they've been down there chanting and running around, running us off out of our own areas. It's been terrible. Knew about them for years. They normally keep to themselves, but just in the last, last 3 or 4 months, they've been moving out of their old haunts and kind of transgressing onto ours.
Would that coincide with how long the rumors of high life have been around?
Yes, actually it would.
Have you seen them doing any kind of transportation of goods? Boxes of things?
Boxes, yeah, definitely. They got boxes galore. Keep moving back and forth up to factory level.
Have you seen them interact with anybody they don't want to interact with?
What do you mean?
Well, strangers or people giving them trouble.
Oh, like have you seen them take action against anyone? That sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to predict what's going to happen when we meet up with these bozos.
I see. Well, I mean, we just go the other way anytime we see him now, because poor Bo, they took him and did unspeakable things to him when they first came into our area.
Wait, what kind of unspeakable things?
I don't think
they're speaking about them, wouldn't it?
We all jumped on that one. Good one, Doc.
Talking
unspeakable.
Mylynn's like, I'm going
zombies.
So have they?
No, we didn't have. Go ahead.
They haven't shown any violent tendencies so much as they've just been moving in and driving people out with threats.
Yeah, mostly the latter. So mostly with threats. This guy Bo that he's talking about was apparently beaten up pretty badly. But they haven't, it only took the one time before they just were like, nope, the other people down here just kind of started avoiding them.
Okay. I will casually take off my backpack and start putting together my rifle.
That's a big piece.
That's what she said.
I did say that.
Sorry, I watched too much of The Office.
Sorry. How much?
I was going more Briscoe County Jr., but okay.
Yeah, I was thinking Briscoe. So, how much longer?
Before we go? I mean, he's ready to go now. Zeke, this other guy, Zeke, who looks equally disheveled and downtrodden, comes over to him, and he quickly fills him in just real quick and says, "Oh yeah, okay, let's go get him. We're gonna go.
All right.
We're gonna go knock some heads."
Not necessarily, but if it comes to that, I think we're
knocking. And if not, we won't.
Okay. Yeah. So they go down. There's, all kinds of tunnels and everything, or even just access ways going this way and that out of this main area. He picks one at
track.
What's that?
I'm trying to keep track so we don't get completely lost.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Left, right, right. Yeah. Up, down. BA start. Yeah, once he seems to pick one at random and starts walking down it. Vol's still with you, smiling the whole way. And then you go wandering through this area. Clearly, at one time, was important pieces of equipment, but have long since gone into disrepair. And when I say equipment, I mean like large pieces of machinery. Not like tools that's sitting on the ground, but large manufacturing pieces. So you go walking through, and you're able to. It's not too terribly difficult. He's not like running you, trying to get you confused or anything. So you're able to keep track of where you're going pretty easily. But you do come to what I would call a major corridor, as you maybe 10 minutes or less from from the main area, and this cross corridor opens up, and he's like, "Well, this is usually where we see him." And he points to some like lean-tos and tents and stuff that are clearly been knocked over or toppled over. He says, "Yeah, we used to have the whole run of this area, but then they kind of ran us off and haven't been back since."
And they just come in from all directions or one particular way?
No, they come in from that way and they go that way. So it's one from here. It's just one cross tunnel. It goes perpendicular to the tunnel that you came in, almost like maybe it was a subway tunnel or something like that at one point.
Look and see how frequent traffic has been in here, if it's been recent or if it's been a while.
Sure. Anybody that you can give me a survival check if you'd like, or the equivalent wisdom check.
Probably won't know anything.
Okay. You can't tell. Got it. You can't tell the age, but you are easily able to tell that there have been there has been a lot of foot traffic through here. Interestingly enough, you all notice. So there's plenty of booted footprints, but there's also several barefoot footprints going through the dust here, and the dust is pretty thick, almost like a silty. There's so much, it's almost like silt on the ground.
Now, is it all going in one direction, or is it showing like travel forward and back?
Yeah, forward and back. It's going back. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you tell what species the barefoot person might be? Or
you can definitely tell. I don't know if you
sizes at least.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can definitely tell sizes. You're not able to discern I mean, you can tell that one's probably a Halpkin. That one's probably a Daon. There's a huge one that is probably a Jotun of some sort. So there's a variety.
They accept all comers, it seems.
Well,
all right. Well, I guess we head the direction where they come from.
Colonel, do you have survival? You're muted.
We've been missing all the wonderful hunts.
I don't. Yeah, I've been punting for the last 10 minutes.
Oh no!
I don't have the proficiency, but I could roll anyway.
Dang, we didn't get the puns recorded. No. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, yeah. So they're going both directions. He says usually when they're carrying the boxes, they're going that way, and they come back this way empty-handed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and point to the direction where they go empty-handed. I think we should go that way because that's probably where they're making the stuff.
I'm not retirement age, but I'd say bingo.
Boo.
There it is. Okay. All right. He says, well, I appreciate the 5 notes, and thanks for buying my rat. Thanks for eating the rat. And for the fortune telling. I appreciate that. But I'm not going to go step foot towards them. Go ahead.
You should probably go visit the hospital sometime soon. Just get a checkup.
Or at least a bar of soap.
Oh, hospital. Yeah, I'll go do that for sure.
Yes.
If you don't do it now, you'll be there later.
It's true.
Fair point. Okay, so him and Zeke head back down the tunnel. And I suppose you're probably you're not using any magical light source, probably just a flashlight or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has any, just hand torches.
Yeah. So normally, not normally.
Unless
the way
my
that
crystal can glow.
Yeah, it can. It's only about a 10 foot reach though, or 10 foot radius. Normally, what we would do in this instance kind of went back to the old D20 modern rules where you would roll on hand check. So if you didn't have it listed on your character sheet, of course I roll my D20, and yeah, I do have a flashlight, but we won't mess with that. We've got hand torches, and that's sufficient. So we're going to go the empty-handed way, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So Vol is a little less perky now. He's sombered quite a bit since you got more on the path of the watchful eye folks, but he's still with you and still seems to be eager to help you out. So you start walking. The tunnel, like I say, it looks like maybe an old subway tunnel or something to that effect. I mean, it's not literally a subway tunnel, but that's the appearance. And it just seems to go straight for quite a while.
So is it a subway tunnel or is it more a pneumatic tunnel? Is it the round ones?
Yeah, it's a round one. Yeah,
it's the old pneumatic transit systems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As we go, I say, Oh, you said you were a member of this group for a while before you started using High Life. What did you do with these?
What did they do with what? With the
What
tunnels?
did you do as a member of this group?
Says I was recruited for the in these crazy people. They recruited me, and it was a cult. It was lots of prayer and lots of sacrifice and lots of nonsense. It was terrible. They wait for the old ones,
Mhm.
like they're going to come back and they're going to wake up and come back or something.
But they didn't have you do anything in particular, just praying and following their edicts.
Yeah, right. He was just a lackey, just a nameless follower. But I quit. I did not like it. It was not good.
Is there a leader of the cult that we should be aware of? They usually have someone in charge.
Yes. He says that yes, there is a leader of the cult that goes by Bowden. His name is Senior Master Bowden.
Well, and have you ever seen him doing anything besides just speaking? Is he violent of any kind or perform any
Terrible temper.
occult?
Yes, he has a terrible temper. Terrible temper. Strikes down anyone who doesn't get the edicts and the prayers correctly.
I see. So fanatic.
Fanatic, that is the word. Yes, that is the word I was looking for.
About how many of these cultists would you say there are?
Total? There are hundreds around the city.
Well, in general, this area at any given time.
He says, well, he's not familiar with this particular area. This area is new to him. But the group that he usually communed with, that he would usually go to prayer with, there was only maybe 20. On the best day, it was maybe 20 people.
Then I don't have anything else. I'm just going to keep walking in silence.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take. I'll go ahead and take the point.
Take point. Okay. In that case, why didn't everybody give me a perception check?
Try to be
Got an
sneaky
8.
as we sneak.
Trying to be sneaky. Yep.
I got an 8. So
Hey,
We're doing perception.
very perceptive.
Perception checks.
you guys are just enthralled by his story.
I am.
I am. I'm just like, tell me more. Yeah.
I'm distracted by trying to steal the stuff back again.
Okay.
I got 12 this time.
Okay. Let me play along here.
But I'm seeing nothing. I got a 4 on perception.
Oh, you got it. So Vol's telling his story, and you managed to get in behind him while he's in this, like in the this grandiose speech mode, and you swipe it from his pocket. You swipe the high life back from his pocket.
Yep.
Doc, as you are walking along, you sort of you let your part of the conversation tail off. Vol's still talking about his experiences in the cult, and you notice that all the footprints sort of come together and turn right up ahead of you. The light, you don't have quite enough light to have seen it more in advance, but you notice that they turn right and go down this hallway, this offshoot hallway, just in front of you.
Okay. Is Vol like wandering past it and not seeing it?
He's not. Nobody else saw it. Nobody else is paying attention.
Colonel, they went that way.
Let's go.
Okay. This is a square, like a normal hallway type tunnel going off, but it does not go more than 40 feet, and you see a door with some torches of all things down at the end of this 40-foot hallway. You notice that it sort of blended in to begin with, but there is at least one. There's a person sitting down there, presumably on guard duty, but either asleep or not paying attention.
I'll approach as quietly as possible.
Okay. Did you freeze? Oh, there we go. Give me a stealth check, please. Or dexterity. Ooh, very nice. That's quite stealthy. All right, what is everybody else doing? You see, as described, everybody, once it's pointed out, everybody notices the doorway, the torches, and the individual. You'd see the colonel get down into a sneak pose and starts heading off down the 40-foot long hallway. What is everyone else doing?
Is it within range for a Volt pistol?
Yes.
Then I pull a Volt pistol out and cover the colonel as he's moving down there.
Okay.
And I guess I'll try to hide.
All right, try away.
Oh no. What is stealth maybe? If it's stealth, it's a 7.
7, okay. You so you trip over something in the hallway, not badly, but enough to elicit a curse, and so nothing seems to happen from this far away for the guard, but you're not very quiet.
How dark is the hallway? Like, could the guards see further? You know, when is there good lighting or no?
You are currently outlined by your own hand torches, unless you shutter them or turn them off. But
Okay.
no, it's pitch black otherwise.
Did my torch go out when I fell?
No, not unless you turn it off.
I guess. And how far away? How far away did I get from the rest of the group before I fell?
You're right there. So just imagine it's a perpendicular tunnel going off of the round tunnel, and so you're right at the corner. You're right at the corner.
Got it. But I haven't turned the corner where he could see me.
No.
Okay.
No.
I will just turn my fall into a sit and scooch back and just kind of sit with my knees up and wait.
Elegant. Nicely done. Okay.
I try to be sneaky.
Go for it.
I did.
Oh, I see. Got it. I see it. Okay.
I'm also being sneaky.
Okay. What's your roll? Oh, I see it.
You got it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so everyone moves into stealth mode except Dr. Precious, who heavily sits on the tube, the wall of the tube. Okay. So you get you're well within the light radius now of the torches, and Colonel, you're well within the light radius of his torches on the wall. So what are you gonna continue to go, or
what do I discern? Sleeping, scrolling through TikTok, or what?
He is looking at he's not sleeping. His head is down. He's wearing a mottled brown robe of some sort, so you can't see his face. The hood's kind of down like this, but you can see he's got this prayer book or a book, and he looks like he's looking through these tiny pages, fairly focused on the book itself.
Perfect. Okay. I'll raise my rifle up, and I will slowly walk towards him, waiting for the moment that he might look up. And if he doesn't look up, let me know when I get there. If he look up, let me know.
Okay. So are you breaking stealth?
No, I'm still trying to stealth towards him.
Okay. Well, go ahead and give me another roll then.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So you beat me by at least 9, or you beat me by about 9. So, he's completely oblivious, doing a terrible job at guard duty.
So I will lay my rifle right in between the pages, up his face, Go.
Okay.
So
He
what if I sense that I need to entice him, I will intimidation or whatever. Otherwise, I'll just see what he does in reaction to it.
Yes. Okay. Roll a. Go with trying to decide if that'd be.
I do have
Yeah,
a
go ahead and
or
roll.
intimidate.
What's that?
That's I have a good persuasion. I forget. I had the from my caretaker abilities that little trick that I could use.
Yeah. Go ahead and I think it probably would be persuasion.
Okay, cool.
And this is really, you can tell that he's not tell. You imagine he will probably leap to his feet if you fail the persuasion check. You're persuading him through rifle point to stay seated.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll.
Here we go. Ooh.
Oh, nice. Okay. So the gun, the rifle doesn't quite get to the page itself before he looks up. And as soon as he sees the rifle in his face, he drops the book, kind of falls out of his hands, and he sits there.
Okay, and I'll move in closer and I'll put it on his forehead, and then I'll motion for those to follow me, and I'll put my hand over his mouth, just gently, but just put it in case he tries to scream out.
Okay.
So the others can come up.
Yeah. So the colonel starts giving some military hand signals from down the hallway.
I move in.
Okay. Dr. Precious and Aaron, what are you doing?
I'm gonna still sit. I'm gonna wait. I really regret that fall.
So Vol stays with you for a second, and he gets down on his haunches. He kind of squats down on his heels and says, "Is everything okay?"
I'm fine. I am just fine. I'm a doctor.
Right, well played.
Okay. He says, "Very good. Okay, let's go." And so he hops back up, and he starts walking down the hallway after Aaron. Okay, so you got this guy dead to rights. What are you doing with him?
I really want to draw his face.
I'll turn to whoever's closest to me. I say, probably got some keys. Because my hands are occupied right now. I have my hand over his mouth, and my gun. So I kind of nod towards his waist. I say, he's probably got some keys.
Ooh, let me see. I'll try and steal.
While they're digging through his pockets, I'm gonna go and listen at the door to make sure that it's sort of quiet, or make sure that anybody sneaks up.
Okay. Yeah. So you imagine.
I'm lucky. Hold on. I'm gonna spend a luck point.
Okay, great. You imagine at one point, Doc, that
that was better. I crit failed. I mean, if
an
I'm
actual zero. That is fantastic. So you don't find any keys.
You're lucky you find him in the chair.
In fact, you don't even find any pockets. Yeah. The Doc, you imagine that this door is probably original. It looks pretty ancient, and you know from your experiences in the past that this is probably the entrance to a specific factory or something like that. Yeah. The torches, as you get closer, are kind of they're like cheap, gimmicky type thing. They're not real torches as you get up to them. They're not real. It's not real flame. It's like a cheap Aethertech faux
flickering
flame.
light.
So it's like, it's just this light that's flickering, but it's but they're sitting there in sconces there on the wall.
Is it magical, or is it just more like filament?
It's yes, it's magical. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I turn
magic in the Aethertech sense, not in the like enchanted
spells.
In some right.
I look over at them and watching Aaron attempt to mug the guard, and quietly I say to the guard, turn out your pockets.
Okay. He puts his hands up slowly, and then like takes one and slow down into. He finds his own pocket and pulls them inside out. And doesn't have. There are no keys in there. He has like some sort of weird eye symbol on a necklace, like almost like rosary beads or something. But the symbol on it is an eye. It's a circle of metal with a characterized eye in the middle, and then he has a pistol.
I'll look at the pistol and nod and go, Aaron, you want to grab that?
Yeah. And I try and grab it, and I just miss. And I try again. I'm like, oh, fine. Jesus.
I mockingly say to the guard, I say, quite disappointing. Faux torches. You don't have some kind of sacrificial dagger in your belt. You're just carrying a pistol. What kind of operation is this?
So he hesitates for.
His mouth is covered still. His mouth is still covered.
I was gonna say.
I'm just talking shit.
Yeah. So he looks down at he looks down at the hand on his mouth and he kind of eyeballs down like, I can't talk. Okay. Yeah. So the pistol's a actual gunpowder pistol, 6-cylinder. Nothing special. Probably cheaply made. Probably purchased at a 5 and dime or something equivalent.
Hey, Doc, you think that eyeball might be a key, or is it just a souvenir?
It's not my specialty, but it looks to me more like a religious ornamentation.
Souvenir to me.
I take it.
Okay. Aaron, you've never seen anything quite like the design, but the form factor is, you agree with Doc Steele. It's in some form or fashion a religious implement.
Keeping my head sort of directed towards the door, I'm still talking to the guard, and I say, so what goes on in there? And then I look at the colonel and kind of give him a head gesture towards his hand, like you can slide it down.
The palm of my hand was getting used to the feel of his lips, but all right. And I'll move my hand away, but enough that I could slap it back over if he screams.
Sure. And it does, in fact, look for a split second like he wants to scream, wants to shout, raise the alarm, but he decides not to since he's outnumbered 5-1. And he says, "What do you mean? What goes on where? I don't know what you're talking about."
I move towards the guard, and I say, "We can do this nice, or we can do this not nice. I just want to know, what are you doing in there, and how many people are in there?"
He says, so he kind of leans forward as much as he can with the colonel right in front of him, and he's like, 62.
Yeah, my insight tells me he's lying.
100%. Yeah.
100%. Totally lying. I see we're not going with nice. So I'm going to hit him up with some anesthetic to give him a nice feel and make him a little bit more talkative.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what is that?
This is truth serum.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Okay. He does not comply. Like he's going to try and resist.
He's going to resist.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to resist you administering the needle, so he's
right
as much as he can before getting clocked, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just like, how far do you want to take it? You want to make a roll to
what are you? So, Colonel, are you going to try and restrain him, or because he?
I mostly don't want him to scream. So I think I will allow the rest of the group to physically manipulate him because I want to make sure he doesn't scream, and then I can just blow his head off if he does anything, since my gun's right at his head. So
Okay,
I'll
so you're still
allow them to do that. Yeah,
got it.
I assume they can
Okay.
manage this.
Okay.
will
Yeah.
look
No.
over
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
With
And
the
I will
rifle
look over
still to his
Dr.
head.
Precious. I'll look over at Precious and just kind of indicate that we could use her over here.
Yeah, if the gun to his head, I'm just literally just gonna lean in to
Yeah.
get a shot.
So gotcha. So with the gun to his to his nugget, he doesn't resist too much, but he definitely objects. Okay. So is it a saving throw or what's the?
No, it's not a actual truth stone. It's because I don't have that plan. I'm literally just getting him a little loopy so that we can then persuade him into the typical interrogation stuff.
Okay. All right. That works. Okay.
I can do a medicine check if you want me to.
Yeah,
just
give me
administer it.
let's do it. That's a good idea. Let's do opposed medicine. I think you will
Opposed
probably
medicine?
be. Well, I'll oppose with wisdom, but you oppose with, or you roll medicine check.
Okay. Medicine.
Oh wait, it's intelligence, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I'll oppose with intelligence, but. Nice. Okay, so absolutely no problem. You give him some sort of injection or concoction that makes him loopy, but is not in fact actually truth serum. However, that will give you, with that roll, that'll give you advantage on persuasion checks with him for a couple minutes.
See what you can get out of him, Colonel.
I think he'll be a lot more compliant now.
And you're muted.
He.
Here I am trying. This always happens, you know. Anyway, well, you heard him. What's on the other side of the door?
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Give me your advantage persuasion.
Got it.
No, trust me, I've got a future plan to have a truth serum plan.
Yeah, that's great.
It comes in handy.
It's the truth.
Only a 10 after 2 rolls.
Okay.
You're lucky.
And a nat 1. Yeah, so 10.
I ended with a pretty please, and that kind of killed it.
Yeah, you come off very, very persuasive until the pretty please at the end, and he realizes he has a choice. He's like, "Ha! You know, Doc, I don't think your juice is working. Not on me. I'm tough. I'm too tough for you."
Dr. Precious, maybe you can persuade him with one of your pets.
Don't blow his foot off, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just like very threateningly start twirling a mouse around and being like, what do you want to lose today? A hand, a foot, an eye?
Okay, give me a persuasion check with advantage. He doesn't quite understand what you're threatening, or with what you are threatening.
A cat toy?
I see the cat toy. What, are you gonna hit me with catnip?
It's a robot cat.
It's persuasion, you said again? It's persuasion?
Yeah.
21.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Okay, I'm at this. Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, yeah, you got me. Got me on that one. He's like, oh, well, I don't know what you're going to use to blow off my foot, but
I'm going to use this mouse to blow off your foot.
I don't want that, regardless. And he says, look, I just work here, but the business is on the other side of the door.
So you wouldn't want to take an overdose of what they're making, is what I'm hearing. The high life would be bad if you took too much,
yeah,
right?
So, no, don't keep that crap away from me. I don't want any of that. Not gonna turn me into a husk.
And what can you tell us about that?
What's that?
She asked if husks are what the zombies are called.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of the colloquial term that
So
they're using.
What can you tell us about this high life and the effect that it has on people, besides just making them into mindless creatures?
Because I don't know. I don't know hardly anything about it. I mean, it's just they go into this room, they come up with these vials, and then we got to deliver them. That's all I know.
Mm.
They don't tell me nothing. I'm guarding the door here. You think I'm not important in the organization?
No, but
Sounds
since you do guard the
very-
door, you do know how often they come and they go. So how often do they leave with those shipments?
Oh, yeah, usually a couple times a day, probably.
That's a lot. And the last time they came through was how long ago, and how long before their next trip?
They usually they have a morning shipment. This morning's already gone out, but they're gonna do an afternoon one, probably
I
around
see.
supper time.
All right. Well, thank you for your help.
Help. What am I gonna do now? What are you gonna do to me?
You can
I
sleep.
got kids, man. I got 4 kids.
I tell them you can
You
sleep.
like 'em? Do they like you?
I haven't
Oh.
seen them in years.
How are you gonna sleep in, Colonel?
I'm going to get him in a cartery chokehold from behind and put him to sleep.
Hey, what are you doing? Wait, what are you doing behind me?
Shh. Go to sleep. Shh.
Okay. All right. So you can get him. You won't have a problem knocking him out. I'm going to see if he's going to make any noise. So go ahead and roll an attack.
Just what kind of grappling
Just
check or what?
yeah, just a melee attack.
Unarmed attack, unarmed strike.
Yep, unarmed attack. Yep.
Where is my number? Here.
Just be your d20
Guns,
plus
like
your strength
tactical
plus.
knives.
Uh,
Okay. that
yeah,
can be
you
done.
won't have. I don't think you'll have it on your character sheet. So just
Yeah.
roll a d20 plus your strength plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay, +4 then.
Okay, so the colonel goes around to he takes the gun off him, goes around to try and get him in a chokehold, and as soon as he moves to the side, there's kind of an opening, and he bolts. He gets up and runs. So let's roll initiative real quick.
Is he running away from the door or towards the door?
Yes, away from the door.
Okay, so he's heading out to the corridor.
Ooh,
Wild.
so
Did he
yeah, you struggle with him for a second. You can't. He manages somehow to push your arm up and get his head under your arm, and he just uses that momentum to take off out of the chair. But he's literally like once. It's not like he's already down the hallway or anything. This initiative determines how far he's gonna get.
Mhm.
So what do we got? Looks like a
16.
6. Okay, 16. All right. Aaron, what did you get?
12.
12. Okay. So he actually he appears to have been planning this for a few minutes, and he has a 19. And he gets out, clears the group, and starts running down the hallway. He gets all the way down to the main tunnel, and he's screaming the whole way. He's like, "Help me! Help me!" He doesn't have any light though, so he gets down to the end of the tunnel, and you can see he turns to go left, but he can't see a thing. It's a Dayon. It's a human. Okay, so that's what he did, a double move down the hallway, and then it will be on 16. I think that's Dr. Precious.
Yes. Yes. So we don't want him to escape, right?
Or at least quiet him, yes.
Like he double moved, so can I full move down the hallway? That would
You
get me
can
within
get-
30 feet.
You can get within about 30 feet of him, yeah.
Can I try to throw, I don't know how heavy they would be since they are little robots, but can I try to throw either a mouse or a squirrel at him to try and hit him in the head?
Yes. Yeah, you're well within range to do that, yeah. So he double moved, but he took 2 move actions, but he only got
Right.
to the end of the 40 feet. So you're pretty close to him with a normal move.
With a normal move. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So like I think I'd like to do that, and then whichever one I would have better. I mean, the squirrel will be heavier, obviously, because it's bigger. But I don't know which one I would have better accuracy, like opportunity, like hitting it. I'm just basically trying to beam this guy and knock him out.
And either way, you'll have a robot.
I'm
You
allowed
had
to
the
use my
mouse-
weapons however I want.
You had the
Explodes.
mouse in your hand, so let's go with the mouse.
Okay.
You're already
it's-
threatening him with the
I mean, like,
robotic
right?
mouse
It's
before.
gonna be like a couple pounds. You gotta figure, like, it's gotta have some weight
Yeah.
to it. It's a little metal
Yeah,
mouse.
it's probably got some weight to it.
So I don't know. Am I rolling as an attack roll?
Yep. Yeah. So same thing as the Colonel will be your, and well, in your case it'd be dexterity. So D20 plus dex plus proficiency bonus.
Okay, so my dex.
I'm gonna go ahead and say you're proficient with your mouse throwing.
Awesome. I love it. I feel like I would be. I'm sorry. So plus my dex, but why am I not seeing dex on here? That's so weird. I see like, oh, there's dex. It's +1.
Okay.
So I got a 15. That'll be a 16. And then did you say also plus proficiency?
Yeah.
That's an 18 to hit.
Yeah, you beat him. You throw a zinger right at him.
We kind of.
So are you making it explode, or what are you?
No, I'm just literally trying to knock this guy out. Like,
Subdual damage.
yeah,
Okay.
like you know when like someone runs away from you and like I don't know, I don't have siblings, but I definitely watch my friends' siblings fight. And you know when they get mad at each other and then like runs away, so the other one like throws something like a fan or something insane at them? Like a mini, you know, like one of those like mini,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
or like an alarm clock or just like whatever is in a vicinity that's not going to probably result in death and will
Yep.
fit in a hand. So that's how I like imagine that.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So, Dr. Precious is the first to get to her feet and chase down the guard. She takes the mouse that was in her hand and she flings it at him. You're not going anywhere, and boom, hits him in the side of the head. Go ahead and roll a D3 if you're just going to use it as a piece of metal. D3 plus your dex. So I think +1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 points of damage, I guess.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hit him in his nugget. That's he's a goon, so he's got minimal hit points to begin with. So you hit him, and it makes him stumble. So his momentum kind of carries him across the other side of the tunnel, but he does go down on the other side of the tunnel, if just temporarily. Okay, so that was 16, 12. God,
Well,
Well,
I think
12
that
was Aaron.
was Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure it's not 11 next? The Colonel's got an 11. Oh, 16, 12, 11. Yeah.
yeah.
So me?
No,
Nope,
Aaron.
it's Aaron.
I think I am just going to I'm gonna knock the wind out of him with
Okay.
I make this arcane gesture, and like this gust of wind like blows into his mouth and just holds itself there, and he can't breathe for a second. He has to take a Constitution saving throw.
Not the 2, so that's 12.
What's mine?
Your DC
Yeah,
Should be what, 8 plus your ability plus your
plus
proficiency bonus?
proficiency.
I feel like it's 14, but I don't have it written down somehow. Let's see. 8 plus 3 plus 2 is 13.
13?
Yeah,
Nice. Okay. No, I failed. I got a 12.
nice. So he's got the wind knocked out of him. He gets 2 psychic damage, and he is at disadvantage on his next attack.
Well, there won't be another attack because he is out cold. So he stopped shouting. He is slumped down against the wall, sort of, like I said, it's kind of a tube, so he slides down and either is completely unconscious or dead. All right.
Say good
Yeah,
teamwork.
so
I'm
that
set
was
that up
pretty
for
easy.
you.
And that was perfect timing too, because we're at the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. We will take a quick break. All right, so when we come back, we will see what's behind the door to the
door number
watchful
one.
eye. Door one and only number one of the watchful eye, and we will be back in about 10 minutes. See you soon. I always forget about my own stinger. So my countdown's off because I added that stinger in there. All right.
I knew there was something. That's why I was like, wait.
Hello. Welcome back. We are returning to our strange and grim adventure called High Life. If you didn't tune into the first half, we are currently in the process, or the freelancers are currently in the process of trying to track down the creators of this dangerous street drug, and have just knocked out the guard who appears to be at the entrance of the factory in which this stuff is being made. So, with that being said, we now have an unconscious or maybe even dead guard in the tunnel, and
I'm gonna go down and check him out.
Okay.
And make sure he's unconscious, not dead.
Yeah, he's unconscious.
I'm gonna pick up his body and start dragging him back.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You drag him the 40 feet or so back down the hallway.
Prop him up like where he was sitting, and just make him look like he fell asleep.
Stand the chair back up and set him back in the chair with his hood pulled low over his face, and looks like he's probably asleep. Okay. So now there's a fairly well-made and ancient-looking door, and as mentioned before, there's some faux torches hanging on either side. One torch on either side of the door.
Technically, would they be Fey torches?
Fey torches, yes. That's actually probably better.
The door didn't seem to have any keys needed for it, so...
He does not have keys. There is, it's got a...
is there a lock?
It has visible hinges. There is not a lock on this side, or even a handle on this side.
Oh, there's no handle on this side.
Oh, I try pushing the door.
It opens.
It does not budge.
It was like, this isn't like the kitchen swinging doors, right?
Oh, no.
Thought I'd check.
But we can see hinges?
Yeah, you can see the hinges on this side sticking out, but the there's no handle on this side, because you imagine that this was, as you already kind of inferred earlier, that this is the entrance to an old factory, probably. So they didn't have they wanted to have a egress in and out of the tunnel, but didn't want to have let just anybody walk in. Yeah.
Well, hopefully
as I look at Aaron pushing on the door, I go, well, the hinges are on this side, so it's probably a pull door.
I had to check. There wasn't a handle.
I understand.
I'll check out the torches to see if the I don't know if it's a sconce or if it's a holder sticking out of the wall, but I'll see if anything I can manipulate or otherwise discern new stuff.
I gotcha. Yeah, there's two sconces. Give me a perception check.
Looking for them secret doors.
Yeah.
15.
15. Got it. Okay. Yes, the one on the right appears as though it has a hidden, like a button or something on it. Like the sconce comes out of the wall, the torch, and there's like a button behind the torch on the sconce itself where it connects to the wall.
Is it a red button?
It is not a red button. It's actually quite well hidden.
You guys want to go in?
Metal colored.
Give it a shot.
I press it.
Okay. You press the button, and you hear this low sounding clunk, and the door almost negligibly moves, like the lock released or something. It doesn't open, but you can tell that like a lock or something released on the door.
We could maybe dig our fingers in between now, or is there somewhere to?
You can get so just imagine like the door handle was probably turned, and it released the bolt inside, so it's now freewheeling.
Perfect. In we go.
Okay, so you pull the door open. It's doesn't make any audible creaking noises or anything. It's fairly quiet. And you open the door into a dark room.
Is there exits?
Not that you can see. Not with
The only light coming in is from the 2 torches outside. There's no
Right.
internal illumination.
Yeah, there's no interior light.
I'll grab one of the torches and start walking.
Okay, and you do still have it turned off, but you do still have your own hand torches too. So
Yeah.
you have plenty of light. There's when you open the door, there's no light inside.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. So this looks like a room that has been converted. You walk in, flashing the lights around. You don't know what the function used to be so long ago, but currently it appears as though it's almost like a coat room. There's one wall has maybe a dozen cloaks and hooded cloaks on pegs along one side of the wall, and then there's various sizes of crates. Most of them are, well, in fact, all of them are opened, and like nothing is in them, but it looks like maybe this is the storage crates that they're using to transport stuff throughout the city or something like that. You do see another door, like a office type door, another regular door across the opposite of where you came into this room. All told, it's maybe 15 by 10, 15 foot long and about 10 foot wide.
I'm going to go look for a cloak that's about my size.
Okay.
And
Me
go
too.
put on a cloak.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy.
I say,
Well, I'll put
I
on
say-
cloaks.
I yell, "He's turned to the other side!" and I start firing at him. I will also look for a cloak for my size.
I take I put the necklace that I stole from that guy, never gave it back. I put it on outside the cloak. So
Okay. You, Aaron, are struggling to find one that doesn't just drag along the ground, but you managed to find the smallest one that at least is least noticeable.
Can we cut it maybe?
See, we've got
Sure.
knives. I'm sure
Yeah.
we can cut
I've got
Yeah.
a blowtorch. We can always-
it.
Let's just hem this up with my blowtorch
that
a little bit.
is accurate for this cloak. It has a train, and it was a very bad idea because I'm sitting in a rolling chair.
Okay.
Okay. So now we're
Um,
in disguise.
That's right. Yeah, Bull says, "Oh, we're getting dressed up. Okay." And he grabs one of the cloaks off the wall and flourishes it around his shoulders.
Unless you think that you need to walk in and let them know that you don't belong here.
No, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Okay. All right. So there's the door across the hall. Otherwise, this room is uninteresting.
Yep. Then we go through that door.
Okay. You open the door, and it is you open the door to like a large room, and there's rows and rows of tables and packing material and all kinds of stuff. There's actually a couple of people in the room that appear to be working in some form or fashion. They're either packing vials or opening vials or putting stuff in boxes, that sort of thing.
Does it look like they're
And
putting
it's
stuff
this room is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So does it look like they're putting stuff into the vials, or is it just they've already got pre-filled vials they're putting in boxes to ship?
No, the one that's packing is actually packing vials, has pre-filled vials. They're not putting anything into it. This room is fairly well lit, but sort of industrial type lighting. The roof is only about 10 feet high, and it's really, like dingy lighting. Really, what's the word? Yeah, just kind of like a sterile environment of some sort.
Okay. I'm assuming that
They look up. So the couple of people notice the door open, and then as soon as they see the cloaks, they're like, okay, whatever. Go back to work.
and see if there's another exit on the other side.
Yeah, there's several doors that go out of this room. Across the hallway, or I'm sorry, across the room, there's another door, and then there's one on each side wall as well.
Gonna look at everyone and lean my head towards the one across and start walking towards the door across from us.
Straight across?
Yeah.
Okay. So the go ahead and give me a. Whoever's. Yeah, it sounds like you're walking first, Doc. So give me a disguise check or charisma check if you don't have disguise.
I don't think disguise is even one of the abilities you can have, but is that a deception?
Just probably deception, or if you don't have deception, charisma.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so at the sight of 5 people coming through in cloaks, it does seem to attract a little bit of attention. A couple of the workers do stop what they're doing and watch you for a second, but they, I guess, decide that you're acting like you're supposed to be there, and you're dressed in the right clothing, so they decide that that's good enough for them.
I mean, I didn't have a high vis vest and a clipboard, but I did my best.
Okay, so you get across to the other doorway. The door itself is open, and this looks to be maybe a dining hall or a cafeteria type room. There's more people in here sitting reading books or eating. I mean, there's just a smaller number of people in here, maybe 4 or 5. Don't really give you kind of the same attention that you got before. This room itself is probably about 40 feet by 20 feet, so considerably smaller than the room that you're leaving. And at that point, so when you are, go ahead.
Is the food being served is it a cafeteria style where you just walk up and grab the food kind of thing, or
there is so there's a cafeteria style area side of the room. However, it's obviously long since fallen out of use, but they are using it to present food. Like there's the equivalent of rations or something. There's some industrial made food here that's in packets and stuff that they're picking from.
Well, I'm gonna go over and start getting some food.
Okay.
And look at everyone else to kind of get them to follow. And then
do they have any tots?
Any tots?
Tater tots. It's MREs. You're lucky it's actually got food.
Yeah, so this is all like mass produced and syndicate food that's in in packages. So there's nothing hot. It's all crackers and lunch meats and spam type stuff, if there's any meat at all, that sort of thing.
I'm gonna go sit down at a table and wait for everyone else to come and sit. Yes.
yeah, there's a lunchable type meal. Yeah.
Nice.
I start loading up my tray.
Although technically this would be Munchables, because Lunchables is trademarked.
Right. My apologies. Munchables.
Munchables.
Sponsor us.
Oscar Mayer, if you wish to sponsor the show, feel free to contact us.
That's right.
I'm friends with Oscar.
Well, once everybody gets seated, quietly, I'll say, Dr. Precious, do you want to reconnoiter with one of your robots?
Do I want to what?
Look around, reconnoiter. Go investigate to see what the layout is.
Yes. I will send my mouse to go take a little look around. I feel like it's going to be really suspicious when there's just a little mouse like chugging around in the dining hall. Probably not the best place, but I'm honestly in for it for the chaos.
Better than your roach.
Yeah. Better than skitteroshes. But for the level of cleanliness down here, I don't think a rat's really that out of the question.
That's true. They might not notice. They might actually want to eat it.
I was gonna say that's the other thing I'm worried about then.
See if you can find out where their room is that they're bottling these things. They said it seemed like it was sort of restricted.
I will send my mouse around to try and get a lay of the land and see if they can find any additional areas or rooms.
Okay. And we will nonchalantly be eating our Munchables.
Can I give inspiration to the mouse?
No, because it's essentially a spell. Yeah, so it's
Give inspiration to Dr. Precious.
yep.
Would that
She makes all the rolls for the mice.
is that how that works? Yes.
It is, yes. So you could give her inspiration, and she could use inspiration on like a perception check to see something through the mouse, because she's essentially using the mouse as a sensor.
All right.
Okay. There's no major exits out. There's a storeroom and the back cooking area for the cafeteria here. There's no other major exits here. So you go back into the larger room, the packing room, and down in the first hallway, it appears as though maybe there's a what used to be offices that have been converted into living quarters. There's a couple of the doors are shut. A couple of them are open that are basically empty, but it looks like I say empty in the fact that there's nobody in them, but there's like a simple bed, and every one of them has a footlocker, and looks very cultish in its uniformity as you go down that hallway. So you do get to a busier area where, just as Doc Steele sort of suspected, there are people wearing masks, and they're taking these what look like maybe rubber tubes, and they're extruding this what you guess to be high life into vials. So they're sort of squeezing it down into this tube and then capping it off and setting it. And you see on the table several hundred vials sitting there on the table ready to be packed up.
I know the secret ingredient to Slurm when I see it.
I will let everyone know what I'm seeing with my mouse.
Okay. And I am giving Precious inspiration in case she needs.
Was there any
Okay.
guards? Were there any guards to that door?
Go ahead and make a perception check, if you would.
Okay.
Hey, Precious, see if you can grab a sample and see if it's actually highlights they're putting in there.
No,
I
no
don't
reason.
think mouse can grab things.
No, the mouse couldn't carry anything.
But the mouse could just like get in the way.
No,
and
we're
then
gonna have to
just be
drag Aaron out of there.
clickable.
It's
Hundreds,
chugging.
you say?
Yeah, it's like,
18 for perception.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you notice that these guys are not like the workers. Pardon me. These folks are not like the workers that you saw in the larger room. They're more
wearing masks.
they seemed more seasoned, perhaps. They each of them are armed with various types of weapons. They may themselves be kind of the guards that Doc is looking for. So there's no like guard standing there by the doorway with a rifle or anything like that, but these guys appear to know their way around the weapons that they're carrying.
Got it.
And there are that was great. That's why you have dice trays. There are 9 folks in here. 9 people in here packing stuff up. As you are sitting there, you see, as you look around more, you notice that there are large, maybe 4-inch diameter tubes or pipes. There's 3 of them coming in from the ceiling across the room, and it's kind of in this gross looking bubble container that they're extruding the rubber hoses are attached to it. That's what they're extruding the stuff from.
Can I don't know how far my mouse can go, but can my mouse run along one of those pipes to kind of try and like figure out what they're extruding or where they're extruding it from?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, so it is able to squeeze through. You can tell that these pipes were not in the original construction, so there's a space enough for your mouse to fit through the pipe in the wall. It follows along, goes down this goes through another couple of rooms actually until it comes to this circular space, a circular room, and the this room is entirely different from the rest of the complex. It looks like maybe either it's older than the factory itself, or was carved out at a different time, but it's not part of the factory that you're in currently. And it is.
Is it shaped like an evil eye?
You could make that. You could make that connection. Sure, it's not. I mean, not obviously, but yeah. I mean, it's in a circle, and there are 8 beds, I guess, for lack of a better term. There are like 8 beds around it, and on each of 7 of the 8 beds, there's a person, and they're unconscious, and they're connected to these. Pardon me. Hold on a second.
So there's 8 subjects.
I was trying to talk through it. What's that?
That are being tapped. There's 8 subjects that are being tapped at the cardinal points of the circle that are feeding into the tubes that feed into the pipes that feed into the potions. They
are connected to a bunch of tubing and just this weird Geiger type. There's this weird Geiger type
contraption
atmosphere to the room itself, and then there's something is attached to them doing something. There's not a direct connection to the main pipes, so something else is happening behind the scenes. You think, but there's definitely, these people are definitely hooked up to some sort of equipment that is doing something to them.
I'll ask Dr. Precious, do they look like they're husks, or do they look like normal people?
Can I tell? I think they look like normal people, don't they?
So there's a variety of, there's a couple different people. There are a couple different species there. Pardon me. And yeah, they're all
alive,
in various states of they're in various different states of health. Thank you. I got a big scratch in my throat and it's distracting me. So I'm struggling to find words. Yeah, so they're in various states of health. I'm trying to get it down with water here, but it's not working. There are various states of health. Some of them one of them looks like he may in fact be dead. There's another one that looks like he could have been just set down there a couple minutes ago. Yeah, and then everybody in between.
And how many people are in there besides the subjects?
There's nobody else in here.
If I try to look at them with my normal void sight,
we would have to be in that room.
Yeah, you're
right,
not
there.
Yeah, you guys are quite a ways from it. The mouse is seeing this stuff.
Gotcha.
Do we have any idea of how to get to that room besides crawling along the pipes?
You can see that there is, in similar fashion to the rest of the room, there's like this old archway, bricked archway that exits the room. And that goes down a hallway.
Dr. Precious, maybe you should bring the mouse down there so we could see how to get to the room.
Yeah, I guess, well, I could have the mouse. Yeah, I guess I could have the mouse like try and go out like the doorway and then sort of make its way back to me. Like, you know what I mean? Try to like reverse engineer.
Yeah.
That route.
Sure. Yeah. Just give me, I guess, like a navigation. I guess intelligence check. Let's go with that. The hallway goes down, and it's of an older construction than the factory, just like we've described. You get to the first connection, I guess, and it appears as though it leads back into the factory, but there's like it's been broken into or
smashed through a wall.
Somebody's taken a sledgehammer to the wall and gotten into this room. It's not a normal doorway.
I got a dirty 20.
Oh, easy. Yeah. So you take a second once you're back in the factory room to orient yourself, and you're confident you can find your way to it. However, in this room itself are a couple of people that are one of them is sitting at a desk and he's reading, and there's a lady that is trying to talk to him, but he's kind of ignoring her, and she's saying something about distribution and numbers are down and this and that, and he's just not having any of it. And then there's another couple of maybe what you perceive to be guards or something like that standing in the back room trying to pretend like they're ignoring everything. They don't seem to notice the mouse.
Perfect. I explain like to everyone what's going on with the rooms, who's there, that sort of thing.
So I think the best plan is to go into that room with the gentleman who's ignoring everyone, and if we can quietly take care of them, to go through and destroy that machine that should stop their production.
Works for me.
It is a good plan.
Do you need
where High Life
Do we
is?
really need to destroy it though?
Yes, we do.
Really?
I don't think so.
Sure
I think
about
we
that?
need to like make sure that it's not in the wrong hands. What if it's very useful?
It isn't. It seems to cause people to die. That's
right,
not
but
very
if you
useful.
fix that part.
It's just
You
a
just
little
have to
tweak.
fix
You just
that
gotta
part.
tweak it.
Sure, we could talk about that back in my lab if we want, but right now, let's stop this and we'll worry about that later.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. You wish to have the benefits without the detriments.
Right. Because from my
That may be
profession,
possible.
being able to see into the void is
Okay, but you're also probably going to die if
And you're
you
also
keep using it.
You're also probably powering it by using the life that's sucked out of people.
Are they interesting people?
Everyone is interesting.
Matt, quick question.
Yeah.
I forget. It's been a while since we played last. Do we have a physical description or picture of McFly?
Cersei?
Marty.
Oh, Marty.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The brother.
Clara told us what he looked like.
So,
Yeah.
Dr. Priscilla, by any chance, none of those bodies being sucked for energy and liquids are Marty, right?
Do any of them look like Marty to me? And through the mouse?
Yes. One of them is definitely Martin.
Oh, he's
Is it
going
the
by
dead
Martin
one?
now.
Marty.
Is it the one that looks like it's dead?
No. He definitely looks worse for wear, but like he's probably been on the machine a couple days. But
Yeah, he only disappeared.
You're totally just guessing how long it takes somebody to completely
Sure.
deteriorate. But it looks like he's been on there a while. But he's not the dead one, no.
He looks like he's down there. Good news, doesn't look like he's dead. Bad news, also not looking super alive.
Well, if we can take this out, it'll stop the new supplies from coming. But we're still going to have to deal with the steel rats and the supplies they have now that are still going to be killing people. But at least we'll be able to save Marty and stop increasing the chance people are going to get killed.
We could blow up all the supply.
I agree. That would probably be a good idea.
Really starting to become concerned about
Very concerned about Aaron's choices here.
He's like Golem.
My friend.
Precious.
It reminds me of the old cyberpunk intelligence enhancing drugs. It was like, these drugs are not addictive, but you like being smarter, don't you?
Yeah. Yep.
So does anyone need to do any preparation before we go to that room to take care of the I'm assuming that the gentleman was probably Senior Master Bowden, who was ignoring his associate.
Wow.
I'll discreetly display the rifle under my cloak and say, I'm ready.
Good, because I assumed you were probably already doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just coming in there with like his rifle just straight out.
Eating.
I could use a nap.
I don't think we'll have time for that.
Nap later. All right. Yeah. So you've got to go through um, the office, I guess, wing, and then get and then continue on basically back to the main office, which is what you would imagine is probably the factory president or something. It was the head the head person's office there,
The foreman.
which is where they're at right now. The foreman. There you go. Which is where they're currently sitting.
All right. That's where I suggest we go.
Okay.
Did you wish to grab any more snacks before we leave? I look at Dr. Precious.
Any more Munchables?
I have literally like a full tray, and you know when you make like the cracker stackers like really big, like I just keep like kind of like
Stuffing them in your pockets.
I think I'm good. Yeah, like any like extra like if there's any like interior cloaks in the pockets and stuff, like I've definitely fully stuffed any additional pack space with like meat, cheese, and cracker slices.
Got it.
You make excellent choices.
All right. Go ahead and so you do encounter some people along the way. Let's go ahead and do another deception check.
Colonel.
Yeah, deception.
Colonel,
And it's
are you
just
good at
like
deception?
random people. They're walking and going about their business.
I got
Who's
it.
good at deception?
Not me, but I got a 7.
Before we start to do this, I'm going to give everybody the coordination bonus, so everybody gets +2.
Oh,
And
there you
get a
go.
vision
Now
of,
we're talking.
like pretending to be people. So I guess you got a 9.
Got a 9.
Does anybody have deception?
I believe I do. I'm really good at it.
I thought you were.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
You're not?
Not today.
Not today. I crit failed. Which is
This is going really well. This is gonna end well.
This
This is
yeah,
gonna end
okay.
so well.
it's fine.
So,
It's fine.
So good. It's good.
Okay.
It's totally normal.
All right, yeah. So there's a couple of folks come out of one of the doors that was closed. The door opens and it's just that you about run smack dab into them. They come out of the door right as you're going down the hallway. And one of them says something about may the eye be upon you, or the eye shines upon you, sister.
Hello,
And
fellow
with thy
Quaker.
spirit.
I nudged Vol a little too late.
May it
yeah,
never
so-
blink.
May it never blink. There, that's actually pretty good. But unfortunately, not the appropriate
Call and response.
Yeah, not the call and response. So it wasn't like a challenge or anything. They just were like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And you said,
And peace
hey,
be with you.
F you, basically. And they're like, well, that's weird. But they keep walking.
That's weird. They just said F you.
Yeah, but they
Like,
keep they
okay,
keep walking.
somebody's having
just
a bad day.
They keep walking just the same.
Out of my way.
Yep. Okay. So
Keep it
what
going.
the mouse wasn't able to see was there's another block. So you go down the hallway block of offices. There's another block which is like a little more open, maybe executive offices or something like that. Bigger areas. However, in this zone there are like almost Walking Dead style fenced off areas, and there's just dozens of husks behind the fence, just standing there. You know, they're not moving, they're not milling about or anything. They're just kind of slack jawed, all standing there behind this fenced off area in this larger room.
I told you they were making an army.
You have more of those fire grenades?
I could probably mix something up if we had to, but it's best if we just leave them as they are and just get past them.
Yeah, they don't look up, they don't do anything. They basically just
Sitting there.
yeah, they're just standing there.
Just
Not active at
anticipate.
all.
What's next?
However, from the mouse, you do know that the next room is maybe the secretary's reception room, and then the office is right beyond that. The office in which she saw Senior Master Bowden.
Mm-hmm. It's his receptionist area. We got to get past. Is she? I'm assuming that was the woman who he was talking to. Is in this room.
Don't know. She was not in the. She was in the main office when she was talking to him.
But I mean, in this room now, you said that it's a receptionist.
No, it's like from the mouse that there's a basically what amounts to a reception room and right beyond where you're at.
Oh, I see. I thought we walked.
Not that there's somebody in there. You just know that the mouse knew that the next room is right before the main office.
Gotcha. Then we go into that room and not play with the husks.
Do you really want to poke one? What happens if you give a high life to a husk?
Since it's dead, probably.
You should definitely
much.
find out. Okay. You guys are staring at the husks, contemplating giving them some drugs.
I'm like,
and,
oh, move on.
And you hear from behind you, that's them. And you see the two dudes that were that you addressed in the hallway, and then a couple of what appear to be more guard type fellas.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's a Jotun, and the other one is Dayon, and they're both fairly well armed. The two cultists each have, one of them has a pistol, and the other one has like a club.
Hey.
Okay. So I'm assuming that's a roll initiative comment.
That is, yeah.
Yeah, whenever they say that's them, it tends to roll initiative. I don't understand that.
Can I mean,
oh boy, nice roll, Colonel.
Do I have time to throw a fistful of crackers and meat at them as a distraction before we?
No.
Dang.
Not before initiative. You can certainly do that as your action, yes. Or you can do the dry cracker crumb blow, like blow the.
I got a 17.
Mouthful of crackers, just spit in their face.
I'm just too busy, like, trying to see if I can
Trying to
shove
poke a
some
husk.
drugs down a husk to notice that they're even being. I got a 3.
Got it. You will react once the firefight starts. All right, Doc Steele, what did you get? Oh, never mind. I see it. Okay, who's got the different? Who's got the better dex modifier? Doc Steele or Colonel?
I have a 14 dex.
Yeah, I got a 12.
Okay, so that'll be
goes first.
Colonel first. All right, so you see that's them, and one of the guys with the pistol is pointing at you, and the two guards are starting to raise their weapons.
I say, don't worry about us. Just worry about the guns that we have. And I pull out my rifle and I'll fire. I'll fire at the guy with the biggest looking weapon.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Let's do it. These guys don't look like they have armor, right? Or can I tell?
No, they're not armored.
Okay, cool.
They're robed.
Yeah, so maybe they do have armor.
No, they're not wearing robes. Actually, they're wearing like just jeans and
dungarees.
Some sort of guard shirt. Yeah, they got dungarees and a flannel shirt
with a little sign on their shirt that says,
"I see what you did."
I see what you did.
All right, blasting away. Did anything happen?
I didn't see a roll.
I didn't see a roll.
I don't either.
Let's see.
Did it not scroll for me? No, it's
not. Maybe I should click on the right thing.
Oh yeah.
On this.
Clickety click.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
However, I'm going to use some of my edge points. Super cool feature of the super cool game. I'm going to use 2 points to re-roll my damage.
Okay.
Because I rolled a 1.
You lose 2 points of edge. You lose 2 points of edge, and you can re-roll your damage. Yeah.
So D12 plus 2. So it's 10 points.
There you go. It's much better. D12 or D10?
It's a D12.
D12.
This is the rifle.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got it. I'm looking at the
D10
rounds.
is for the rounds.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. You take a shot. It is ear splitting to everybody else who's been sneaking around for the last 10 or 15 minutes. And you peg the guy for 8 points of damage, and that makes him run for cover. So he runs over to one of the nearby old desks and
for
takes
my
cover.
movement,
All right.
my movement, if there's any place for me to take cover, I will also take cover.
Okay. Yeah. There's like I said, it looks like most of the furniture's been moved to one side. This was probably almost like a cubicle farm at one point. There's no cubicles, but that many desks were in this larger room. They've all been moved over to one side to make room for this fenced off area where the husks are. That does, speaking of which, that does seem to stir the husks a little bit with the sound of gunfire, although they're not like charging the fence or anything yet. No, they're not charging the fence or anything. Okay, so that was 20. That means Doc Steele.
Since the guy got shot, he hasn't had a chance to take his turn to move, right? He's just indicating he's going towards the cover.
Right. Yes, correct. He has not moved yet.
Well, as I turn to the colonel, I'm like, thank you for the distraction, but it's a little loud, and I'll throw a knockout gas canister over there.
Okay. All right. To the so
that's
that,
my way.
the
That's what
mass
my
is 4
ex-wife
people.
used to say.
Yeah. So I'm hitting them all with the knockout gas.
Okay.
And it takes it does up to 40 hit points of knockout.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, so the 2 cultists collapse immediately, and then both the guards are still up, but the two cultists drop. Okay. That was 20, and then are you moving for cover or anything as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna move to covers too.
Okay, so 3/4 cover gives you a base defense of 16, I believe. For future reference. Okay, then it'll be. Sorry, what'd you roll? 17. Okay, you're muted. Yeah, so you're up. 17.
Whoopsie, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. I would like to send my skitterbot swirling, and I don't know how big of an explosion I could cause with it, but I want it to just explode, like cause as much shrapnel damage as I can, because I mean they're not gonna know, like just a little robot squirrel hopping up to them. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
They might even try to pick it
Totally.
up. I don't know. So I'm just gonna be like,
pick it up.
Yeah, so we can substitute the stats for Atomic Rabbit. So that'd be a 20-foot. You can do a 20-foot radius with moves 20 feet. Explosion deals 3d6 plus 3d6 fire to all targets in a 15-foot radius. So actually pretty big.
great. I love that.
Okay, so your skitterbot squirrel, that's your faithful companion about to go blow himself up.
Yes.
Love.
Okay, it scurries over there, gets right in the middle of him, chitters its squirrely chitter, and blows up for 3d6.
For 16 points of damage.
Oh my gosh!
Top of
Holy
the
cow!
40,
I
that
rolled
should
2
be pretty
6s
good.
and a 4.
Yeah. Okay. So the guard that was going for cover, let's see, actually. See how bad it is. Oh, it's bad.
Oh, it's bad.
Okay. Yeah, so that just confirmed what I was going to say anyway. So the guard that was going to jump for cover, or that is in the process of jumping for cover, he manages to make his save.
Okay.
However, the other guy is very flat-footed with his natural 1 saving throw, and he gets blown back into the hallway and disappears into the darkness. Nice. Okay. And that definitely, the husks start pushing up the fence as the explosion rocks the room. Okay.
Are they on? Is the fence only on one side, or is it like on both sides of the hallway? Are they storing
No,
them?
just one side. So just imagine like a large cubicle farm room, and they've fenced off about half of it. And
Got it. Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Okay. So that's me on 12. The guard gets to behind the desk, and then he comes up with his repeater and takes a shot at the colonel. That'll be a 16.
That'll be a hit, right? Because you said 16 is when you have cover, right?
Yeah, 16 base, so plus your any dex. So I think you've got
cool.
2 decks. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. So
So
I
it
crouch
takes
under
it.
the
Yeah.
table.
He takes a couple chunks out of the desk that you're behind and misses. Okay, that's everybody else's toast, literally. So I've only got the one shooter. Char, you're up. Aaron, you are rocked from your experiment with the husks as a skitterbot squirrel detonates behind you.
So I already have the vial like in my hand, and so like I cast the spell and I do it like just over as I like tip a couple drops of the high life out, and it like it basically travels across the room into this guy's mouth. And he's
Dosing him.
he can't breathe.
Oh my Lanta! You got what would you decide? Is DC 13?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who,
Yeah.
but she's drugging somebody down here.
That's right.
Somebody's taking this high life. Damn it! All right. No, failed on an 11. Okay, so you basically magic hand a drug over to the guy and shove it down his throat.
Yep.
Is that what I'm gathering?
Yep. Just
All right.
just enough.
He takes psychic damage?
It does take psychic damage since I'm using the gas spell.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the spell itself actually affects him. So what's the damage on the
4.
It doesn't
Man, you
go
guys
up,
and you guys in min rolls. There's been a
And he
ton of
gets
ones today,
disadvantage.
including myself. Yeah, I got it. I see it. Wait.
Do
what is
not
the
trust
Constitution
computers
say?
to roll dice.
Say 88.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
I don't think it
bad.
really
That is a tough DC, let me tell you. All right. Okay, so that was on 3. Back up to the top. 20. 20 being Colonel.
Yep. So I'm sorry, I zoned for a second. That guy's dead, right?
Nope, he's up. You see him.
Okay.
He is not taking advantage of his cover at the moment because he's reached for his throat and seems to be under the initial influences of
Dripping.
the drug that he was just given.
Perfect. Blast him again.
He's gonna be real messed up.
10.
Oh, dang. Nope, 10 misses, unfortunately.
Okay,
Is
hold
that your
on.
full roll? Does that 10
Yeah.
include all your okay?
That should.
Oh, I see
I
it.
mean, it's-
Yeah, it does. I see it. Yep.
Let me look at the exploits again because I can do this is a new turn, so I can use a reaction again. You have defense, roll damage, movement, impose disadvantage. What's AV? Is that attack value? AV is
That's the
attack
armor value.
Armor value.
Armor value. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I just missed that. Rats. And I look over at the mouse on the ground and say, "Not you."
There should.
I don't even. Oh yeah, there's a mouse. So.
Oh, yeah.
I think there should be a reroll.
Well, it
Maybe I
looks
didn't-
like it's expensive because on
Yeah.
the
Oh, I'm sure it's expensive. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
see.
Gain
6
advantage is 6 points.
so someone else will get them. I'm not worried.
Okay. Yeah, so you take a chunk. He took a chunk out of your desk. You take a chunk out of his desk, and then it's Doc Steele's turn.
Pull out my Volt pistol and I will zap.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, zapped him good. All right. Yeah, you take advantage of the fact that he is distracted and not actively dodging, not actively trying to dodge, but you manage to get past the desk that he's hiding behind and deal how much damage? Should be D6, I think. D6
yeah.
lightning plus dex.
Lightning, electrical, semi-auto, and stunning.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Well, it does 6 to him.
6. All right. He drops below the desk. He drops behind the desk out of sight.
And
After a quick convulsion from the electricity.
If it does do a stunning effect, what's the DC for the save for somebody on that effect?
I thought it was like 11. Is that not listed?
Not on the quick notes we have, but just
Okay.
wondering.
I don't know.
I think it's not very high. I think it's 10 or 11, something like that.
Okay. And then I'll take my movement action to go flank the door to the receptionist, not the way that the 4 people came in.
Right on. Okay. Doc Precious,
Yes.
what are you up to?
How far away are they from me?
Well, everybody's down at the moment, but they're probably 20 feet from you, 25.
So I could get there
Well
with
within
the, with
a
movement.
move, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that's maybe I should ask that instead. I would like to use my blowtorch to attack.
Okay.
Be careful, they're just
Are you-
sleeping.
Not anymore.
No, they're definitely not sleeping. She
I
blew
was
them up
like,
last
huh?
time.
I was like, they're
That's true.
sleeping?
That's true.
They
She
are
did blow
permanently
them up.
sleeping. Yeah.
She did blow them up.
I was super confused. But there's someone still alive, right?
You don't know for sure. If you want to get over there and hit him with the blowtorch, you would need to go and move behind the desk to see. But he did drop. He was choking like this, and then he got zapped by Doc Steele with his Volt pistol, and then dropped below out of sight.
Okay. Well, I guess would it count as an action for me to go behind the desk and check his pulse? And I could have the blowtorch ready in my other hand?
You can do that you can check his pulse as part of your move action if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay. Yeah, you go over there and he's not dead, but his eyes are staring up at the ceiling and he's staring off at something in the distance, but he's definitely in bad shape.
Cuz he's tweaking
Been
on
blown
drugs.
up. Yeah, sleep spell, electrified.
Drugged.
I will set
choked,
the
and
blowtorch
drugged.
next to me. Can I go through his pockets and look for like key, like a key set or a key card thing and like anything that might be useful for us?
Yeah, if that's what the action you want to take, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the action I would rather take than like attacking him. Like I'll set my blowtorch down but leave it lit, but I would like to go through his pocket.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's clearly not interested in resisting. He has a pistol, so he's also carrying a sidearm in addition to his rifle. He has that same rosary style religious device that the other folks had. He's got a couple of notes in his pocket, but no keys.
This is a keyless society.
It truly is.
And the rosary religious thing, like, there's like nothing special about it. It's just like a rosary.
Yeah, it's nothing. It does not appear to be anything other than a religious
Does he have
implement.
Does he have a wallet?
No, he does not have a wallet on him.
Cultists never have money.
He does have a couple notes in his pocket, but nothing substantial.
I'll take them anyways.
Okay.
Listen, bot cards are expensive.
I was wondering why you're not planning on coming down and taking over this factory to do mass production later.
Pardon me. Okay.
The zombie factory. Thanks.
So the weight against the fence is definitely increasing or intensifying as the more and more of the husks start to move towards the loud noises. And about that time, Doc Steele, right next to you, the door opens. What in the world is going on? And this lady, this woman, human woman, comes straight through the door, right past you, and she's armed with a pistol. Looks more gangster type than business type. It doesn't look like one of the cultists at all. So she's dressed in, like I say, more gangster type. She's got a nice pinstripe jacket and
looks more like Cersei.
If you were, you might infer that it was Cersei.
You were a betting man.
If you were a betting man,
I would assume Aaron knows what Cersei looks like, since Aaron was the one who had traffic with her.
Oh, that's true.
But anyway,
she's like, "Hey, Cersei."
She's too preoccupied drugging people at the moment. People and things. So she comes into the room and she immediately, so she does not see Doc out of the left side of the door, but she sees the Colonel, and actually she only sees the Colonel because Aaron is over near the fence and Precious is down behind the other desk. So she tries to pump around into him. What are you doing in here? And her gun jams.
That's not a good roll.
Click,
No,
click.
stop it.
That's the best roll.
That sounds like she forgot to load it. Just like.
Yeah, so she looks at her weapon. She pulls the trigger. It clicks, and she looks at it like, oh, and she starts fumbling with the slide to try and get it, try and get a bullet in the chamber. Slide. All right, and that's all I have. So now then we'll go to Aaron. Aaron, you hear somebody yell from the other side of the room near where your friends were.
Oh boy. I look over, I'm like, oh, it's Cersei. And then I look back at
it is in fact Cersei, yeah.
Yeah. And I look back at the house and I'm like, I feel like I should probably do something about these things. And let's see.
There, like I said before, there are dozens and dozens of them.
Yeah. And
the ones right near the fence are kind of getting like mushed up into the chain links. Not mushed, but you're getting pressed harder and harder.
What?
They're not that squishy.
It's like Play-Doh through the not like that.
Well, I mean, it could be. So I'm going to cast Wind Weapon. And the wind just like goes through the grate and forms into like a spectral kind of weapon, like kind of near the back of the zombies, the husks, and stabs one of them.
Gonna start grim reaping, huh?
Yep.
All right.
It's not as effective as like an exploding squirrel, but
it's true.
13 on the
another
attack.
One. Yeah, no trouble hitting it. No trouble hitting it. Okay, yeah. So you cut into one of them in the back, and it falls to the ground.
And then as a bonus
lacking?
action, what I want to do is I want to move the weapon to like a pipe or something and like just whack it really hard with it to like draw their attention back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You move it over and bang a service pipe of some sort over in the back side of the room. It does seem to draw the attention of some of them in the rear of the crowd. Okay, back up to the top. that'll be Colonel. There's a
Yeah, sorry.
woman standing there with a pistol pointed at you, pointed at your back, but it didn't go off.
Oh, nice. Okay. Sorry, by the way, I had a toddler emergency, had to run off. So, okay. So, and the husks are doing what?
The husks are currently contained. They're still
Okay.
behind the fence, but all the noise and the explosions have stirred them, so they're starting to press up against the fence.
Okay. So when she goes to fire and it doesn't fire, I say, "Oh, I'm over 50. I understand how it goes," and I shoot her.
Okay.
Go. Oh, that's gonna miss.
Yeah, that'll miss.
I'm.
Yeah, so you
I'll
turn
I'll
around
take
behind the
miss.
desk and take a pot shot at her and miss.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I'll take the miss. I was thinking of going for an advantage roll, but I'll just take the miss.
Okay. Yeah, so you both standing there probably 4 or 5 feet apart, guns pointed at each other. Well, actually, she's trying to work the around into the chamber. Okay, so that was. And are you gonna move or anything? Just sit there. Sit there.
I'll try and take cover on the other side. So I assume that this table
Okay.
or crate or whatever, I'll just move that.
Yeah, so you jump over to the other side, you do a combat roll over the top of the desk onto the other side of the table. Got it. Okay, Doc Steele. So this woman's back. So her back is, in fact, you hear Aaron from across the room, Cersei, and her back is to you.
But the door to the reception room is open.
It is open, yeah.
With a quick glance, is there anybody in there?
So both doors are open. So the door to the reception and then the door beyond into the main office are both open. And yeah, you see one of the 2 guards that you know is in there looking around the door jam.
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since they're going to pay a visit shortly, I'm going to throw a gas canister into that room for the 2 guards and the guy in that room.
Okay.
So that's, and it's got an 80-foot range. I'm assuming that's far enough.
Oh yeah, way more than enough. It's about 20 feet from door to door.
And the damage is gonna be
mechanically. These are brutes, so they're gonna have more hit points than your typical goon, which you've been mostly encountering.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna go down easily.
And it the gas canister works just like sleep, correct? So it takes all from the lowest. Yeah.
So it'll crawl its way up. 42 points.
Okay. Yeah, so you roll the canister across, it's smoking as it's rolling, and it gets into the main room. The guard that had peeked out, he saw it coming, so he was looking at you as you were looking at him, so he moves to the side, but you do hear the distinct sound of a body falling to the ground inside the room.
And as I toss that in, I grab the door and I just shut it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna move away from Cersei to get more cover.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, so that gets her attention as the door shuts behind her. She's, what the heck? And she realizes that she's surrounded, so she is starting to move as well. Okay, 17 though. Doc Precious will get the drop on her. Well, maybe not. Actually, you don't even know that she's there right now because you're behind the desk.
Except for hearing say, "Oh, hi, Cersei."
Yeah.
Oh, I did hear.
You have not seen her. Let me rephrase that. You have not seen her.
She heard her shoot things and yell stuff and get called.
Okay, but I do have my mouse left, and I would like to send my mouse out. Like, I don't have my mouse. I'm behind the desk, and we're in this hallway. But like, what direction is Cersei facing? Like, is she? Do you? So like, if here's the desk, and, like I'm behind it. Like, is she like past? Is there any way in which her back might be to me? Does that make sense?
No.
Like, if I like peek out one way or another.
She's facing you. You're on the opposite side of the room from her, and you're basically your back is to the door that you came in, and her back is to the door that she came in. So you're facing each other.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mhm.
But I'm behind the desk. But the
Yeah, you're
mouse,
behind the desk.
because I want to send the mouse like so instead of like a direct route, like along the wall. Maybe she won't
Okay.
notice like it's scurrying along, and then to kind of like circle around behind
Sure.
her and crawl onto her foot. And then I will detonate it.
And now you know why I moved away from Cersei.
Exactly right. Okay.
Listen, I'm just guessing the mouse is gonna see for me, and I've got to give it orders, so I'm gonna be like, blow her foot off.
Sure.
She can't escape.
I got it.
Sure.
It's effective. It worked last time.
It is effective.
Okay. I am going to give her. What's the range on that?
The range of the mouse? Or the range of the area effect?
Let's see.
The mouse is pretty far range because it can like go scout for me.
Well, yeah, but the ability is about 20 feet. That's fine. You're within range.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, based on your description, I'm going to give her disadvantage on her saving throw, which was now a 3. Okay. So did not
Hot
save.
foot.
Roll your 3d6. Hot foot. Hot foot.
Nine points of damage.
9 points. Okay. So she sees it at the last second. She has no idea what it is, so she doesn't even move. And she's basically engulfed in flames for a split second as the mouse detonates. Actually, give me Colonel. Give me a saving throw with advantage, please, because you're within that 15-foot radius for sure.
Saving throw is against what?
It'll be a. What did we decide? Dexterity, I think.
Save.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just click on the dexterity icon, or is there a saving throw?
There should be a saving throw.
Should be a save.
Yeah, so the icon, I believe to the right.
Oh, under save. Got it. Yep, it's right there. It's next to it. Okay. Wait. Anything happen? No.
Didn't see it.
There we go.
Oh.
11. Oh, that's like
advantage.
I rolled twice.
Advantage.
Okay.
Oh, you did roll twice.
Looks like you did roll twice. Yeah, so it's an 11.
Okay, yeah. So flames crawl under the desk, and blow you back away from it for 9 points of damage. 9 points of edge.
Ow.
Well, not out. You rolled. You managed to roll away.
Almost. Ow.
Yeah. Okay. So she got blown back against the door. She kind of slumps down into a crouched position, but she still looks more than capable of putting up a fight, but that definitely surprised her. She doesn't have a clear line of sight to the colonel. Oh wait, that was 17. Yeah, that was 17. She doesn't have a clear line of sight to the colonel, so she tries to take a shot at Doc Steele.
I was undercover, so if that helps.
Yep, it does.
Oh.
Not advantage. No. Sorry. Let me reroll that. That'll be 18. You should have 16. You'd have 16 plus your dex.
So my defense is a 17, so that would hit.
Okay. All right. So it's just a pistol. Just a pistol.
But I do have a vest. If it gets to that point.
All right. She deals 6 points of edge.
Did it go past your armor piece piercing?
Well, the armor doesn't come into effect till after I'm out of edge.
Right. Yep.
It does.
All right.
It's penetration versus armor. It's the armor save that doesn't happen until you're out of edge.
Oh, right. If it actually penetrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. What armor are you wearing, Doc?
I got a light vest. So it's armor 2.
0, 1. Okay. Yeah, so that it's got a pin of 2.
Okay.
Okay, so you take 6 points, or you receive 6 points of edge there, damage, and you do hear someone coming across the reception office. Heavy footfalls, and the door opens, and you see a rifle. You don't see him from your vantage point. You don't see the person, but you see the rifle come out, and he obviously, or is clearly assessing the situation because he doesn't see anyone at the moment. Char.
Well, I'm going to man, I didn't put that. I'm gonna try and dose Cersei. There's hundreds of vials in here. I can get extra.
Okay.
I'm not worried about the supply. So she looks away from the husks and she's like, Cersei, you probably shouldn't be here doing this stuff because there's so much better things. And she goes, and Cersei can't breathe. And when she tries, all she gets is a mouthful of high life.
Okay. All right, I got a 17 on my save. So is it save or die, or is it where's the
Save or suck? It's a
Save or
save or suck.
I keep saying we're gonna make a shirt that says that. Not
Save or suck.
The spell fails. Okay. Yeah, so she made her saving throw on that. Thankfully, I didn't have to deal with a drugged up gang leader.
I mean, come on,
right.
Hilarious.
No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, so she thwarts or avoids your spell and the high life hurtling at her. And then we're back up to the top. Colonel.
All right. So.
Oh wait, sorry. Did your sword attack anybody?
Oh right. Let me double check.
The bonus sword.
My bonus sword. So it doesn't. It persists, but I have to use my action to
right on. Okay. Now we are back up to Colonel.
Okay.
Or wait,
I'm going to go ahead and go auto for my rifle. So I roll a disadvantage, but I believe I rolled twice for damage if I hit. That's how it works.
That's correct.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to do that. Okay, so roll twice. I take the worst one. Did that come out? Looks like it did not. You don't see anything yet, right?
Mm-mm.
Do it again.
Don't see your roll, no. There's it is.
There's one roll, and then second one.
Oh, even better. Nice.
Right, so 17.
Yep. So go ahead and roll your damage twice, separate, since the damage came out twice as well on that.
I mean, we kind of did.
Oh yeah, I guess it did, didn't it?
Had those?
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. So that's holy crap. Who are you shooting?
The Cersei.
Okay. 23. Yeah. So you pop up and go Rambo at the doorway.
Is that both of them, Cersei and the guard, or just one?
It's on one person. As far as I know, it's just auto on one person.
Okay, that's a really good question though, because
whether
realistically it would be.
I'll take it.
Realistically, it would be anybody in a. Let's see, full auto. Is it not hyphened? Full auto.
2 words.
That's what I was doing first. It didn't pop up. Automatic? Well, we don't have time to mess with it. I'll look it up and have it for next time. For right now, we'll just say it went after Cersei. So Yeah, you blast her 23 points of damage, and she definitely takes a step back and clearly hurt by that. Clearly a problem
Right.
for her. Okay,
Yeah, I pop up.
Doc Steele.
Pop. Okay, that's fine.
He's got movement. You got any movement?
Oh yeah,
can
you have
do or
movement.
anything
Go
else?
ahead.
I'll just take cover again.
Okay, got it. Doc Steele.
I got a crit with the pistol.
Okay, also on Cersei.
Yeah, the Volt
Okay.
pistol.
Yep.
What's the crit rules for EDH?
It'll be double damage.
Just double.
Well, actually, sorry, that's a good question too. Aaron, is it Char? Is it max damage or double damage for crit?
It's whatever 5e does. I don't think they changed that one.
Okay,
5e does double.
damage. Yep.
10 points of
10 points. Okay.
and a con save.
Yes.
She'll probably make it, but hey, might as well give her insult to top entry. Oh, she did.
She made it right on
Okay.
the money. 11. Okay. So she gets zorched from one side and blasted from another side. She's doing the stereotypical movie where she's doing
my cover.
the bullet dance backwards. Okay. 17. Doc Precious.
I have a wrench, and I want to know if I can use it as a thrown weapon.
Absolutely, yeah.
Perfect. I'm gonna chuck my wrench at her.
D20 plus Dex plus your proficiency
I
bonus.
rolled a 20 on the die. I crit.
You gotta be kidding me.
Nice.
I'm not.
Okay. Insult to injury.
Yeah.
She gets bonked in the face, in the forehead with a wrench. This is
damage.
comedy gold here. Okay. Go ahead and roll your damage double.
That would
8
be what,
points of damage. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Okay, so she gets the wrench, kind of Home Alone style. There's a indentation of a wrench on her face as she basically collapses into the arms of the guard behind her, and you can see from probably Aaron and Doc Precious, you can see the guard grab a hold of her collar and hauls her back into the room and shuts the door as his action. And right about that time, the fence finally gives way.
Oh no!
As dozens and dozens of husks start ambling towards you. And with that,
distracted ones in the back.
we will call it a night on that cliffhanger note.
So is
Can I
that
have a
was that
dialogue
a-
before we shut it down?
What's that?
No, like a dialogue before we shut it down.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I turned to Doc Steele and said, "Yeah, so about those fire grenades." That's it. It's referencing the husks.
Okay, great. That was an epic way to end it for tonight. So we'll pick back up right as the husks are starting to swarm over your little team next week, or 2 weeks from now. Pardon me, 2 weeks from now. Next weekend is our Akarim game on the Gary Con channel. I will go around the room one quick time to say our goodbyes and where we can find you on social media, and then call it an evening. So first with Milynn.
Hi, my name Milynn Moon. Everywhere on social media. I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Wonderful. Doc Steele.
I'm Kyle Vogt, and you can find me most everywhere as @Kyle Vogt, except for Instagram, which has a dot in the middle.
And I can see that Nightbot is taking a nap and not posting that stuff. That's great.
That's Nightbot.
Thanks, Nightbot. Oh, wait, there it is. It woke up. Okay. All right, Erik.
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, you can find me on TikTok, Dad Jokes and Dragons, daily puns, D&D and fantasy related. Also, I'm on a weekly ongoing campaign on Gen Con TV at Mondays at 6 p.m. PST. We're actually on hiatus for a couple of weeks because we're starting up with a brand new campaign, new setting, new character, new cosplay. So check me out on Gen Con TV The show is called Dress to Quest.
Nice.
Dress to Quest. Awesome. Before we tune out, are any of you guys going to Game Hole Con next week? Are any of you going? Charlotte's going? All right, great. Well, we can talk about that in a second after you tell us who you are, Charlotte.
I am Charlotte Irrgang, and I will be at Game Hole Con next week if anybody wants to hang out. I am at Irregardless on pretty much everything, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Great, wonderful. I'm Matt Everhart. I go by KC Rift a lot of places, so if you ever do kc.rift anywhere, you usually find me there. Long convoluted story as to why that is. If I see you,
I was about to ask about
that. I will be happy to tell you the story. However, this has been Strange and Grim, and we will be back in 2 weeks, same time, same channel. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on the flip side.